Hello and welcome back to the Misawa Institute. As we all know, the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Dragon Maidens. But if you ask me what number 2 is, I'm gonna have to say Sky Striker. And the recent Dudes, the Dude of Dimensions set has just released some new cards that will take this deck to the next level. Let's do this! Radiant, Typhoon, Sky Strikers. The name change is growing on me. I'm not as butthurt that they're not called Magnificestorming in the TCG anymore, just slightly, but anyway. How does the MST fan club level up your gameplay of anime girls in mech suits? Only one way to find out, and that is to watch this deck profile. Let's get on to the main deck, start with the monsters. Of course, 3 Sky Striker Ace Raye. Literally no introduction needed. She was one of the best cards in the game back then, and she's still one of the best cards in the game right now, especially because she can just instantly summon out a certain someone. But yeah, she is joined by her GF Rose, 2 copies, and the reason why I'm running 2 and not 1 is because running 1 just feels wrong to me. Like, if you draw it, that means 0 becomes useless. And also, at the locals today where I first tested out this deck list, I lost a match because I drew the Rose. I sided out one of the Roses for some side deck hand traps, whatever, and that cost me the game. So yeah, lesson learned, 2 Roses. Plus, let's not forget that one of these and one of these, instant OTK. And also, let's also not forget that I can just use her as extra link summon material. That's it for the Sky Striker monsters. Who else are we running? Of course, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. No matter what the format, this will always be the best all-around hand trap. I wouldn't run her in this Sky Striker deck at anything less than 3. And joining her is the Droll and Lockbird, 2 copies. Yes, we are main decking Droll. It's important in shutting off Foolers, it's important in crippling your opponent, and like, let's be real here. At least 50% of every single event you'll be going to these days is Mitsurugi players. You're going to want to main deck the Draw. That's it for our small collection of monsters. Now we'll get on to the spells, which is the entire rest of the deck, baby. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Let's start off with the Radiant Typhoon stuff, because of course that's what we're all here for. It's a pretty small package, just 3 copies of Radiant Typhoon Vision, and 2 MST. Yep, I never thought I'd see the day, but Cosmic Cyclone has retired, and in its place is Grandpa MST. So what's the deal with this stuff? Why are you running this? Is it a meme? No, it's a second engage. Let's take a look at this bad boy. 2 effects. One effect searches the MST, which is why we're running this now. Shout out to my brother for giving me 2 copies. And the other, more important effect, draw 2 cards and discard 1 quick play spell card. Yes, that's right. They gave Sky Strikers their own custom Allure of Darkness, with this really cool artwork as well. This will just help you dig through all the gold in your deck, and also with the discard, you are setting up Engage much faster than usual. Also, as you're about to find out, at least like a quarter of this deck, maybe even a half, is quick play spells, so the materials for this is absolutely insane. I'm telling you, run this in your Sky Strikers. This package will revolutionize your gameplay. I'm repeating myself, I do not care. Run this in your deck. But speaking of the Sky Strikers, let's get into their spells now, shall we? Obviously, we have 3 very shiny copies of Engage. I mean, there's not really much else to say here. If you want to play Sky Strikers, you know about Engage and why it has to be at 3. And another 3 of is Linkage. This is an optional card for some, but for me, it's mandatory at 3. Because having this much FTK potential is just nuts. And it can also help you get out more Link monsters when you run out of, like, monsters. So yeah, triple Linkage. And also, just in case you haven't noticed, Quick Play. So, yeah, you see where this is going. 3 Widow Anchors, because infinite impermanence is for suckers. 1 Afterburners, for spell and trap removal and monster removal. Double whammy. 1 Shark Cannon. I main deck this. It is so useful. It can steal your opponent's Ame no Murakumo. It is just a funny card and I love it. 1 Hornet Drones. It can get you a token, or it can get you 2 cards and discard 1 if you catch my drift. And 1 Lemnis Gate. Lemnis comes in clutch so much. If you run out of gas, no you haven't, shuffle it all back in and just do your plays all over again. But I would not run this at more than 1, just because it is a late game card. Like, this is essentially the reset button if the game goes on too long. And you're not going to want to draw this like right at the start of the game when you've got like no aces and no spell cards in your graveyard. It's just kind of a brick. So yeah. And that is it for our Sky Striker spells. Lots of spells, lots of quick play. But you know what else I like? Board breakers. Now we're talking 2 Raigeki, 2 Dark Hole. Got the Dark Hole as well as the Raigeki, because sometimes in this deck you want no monsters on your field, so you can do the funny. And 2 Lightning Storm. I know the ban list meant that it's back to 3 now, but you know what else that meant? It meant it tripled in price, and I'm kind of broke, so yeah, only 2. And 1 Feather Duster. We like spells in this deck, we don't like our opponent having spells. Those are the board breakers. 2 copies of Book of Eclipse. When I first saw this card, I thought it was lame. When I first used this card, I realized it's not. It does shut down quite a few decks, and if you're playing a matchup where it doesn't, well, what can I say? Draw 2, discard it. You get the idea. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. The Sky Strikers are, of course, warriors, so the Marauding Captain and his friends can help out pretty well. 1 Called by the Grave, because hand traps are a menace. And 1 Triple Tactics Talent, because, well, it's Triple Tactics Talent. And now on to our extra deck. 2 of the absolute pinnacle of this deck, Sky Striker Ace Zero. It's a searcher, it's control, it's more FTK potential. It's just a little bit of everything wrapped up in a very shiny Link 2 package. Triple Kagari. 0 is the ace. Kagari, she's the secondary ace. It's lovely to just be able to recycle your cards all the time, specifically Engage, which will get you so much value. Like, Kagari is just goated. 2 Hayate. Great for chipping away life points and setting up plays. Shizuku to cripple opponent's monsters and get even more searches. Kaina as backup and extra defense. Zeke. Zeke's an interesting one because, like, at first I ran her for the banish effect, but then I realized, wait, you can link 2 monsters and one of them can be a Sky Striker. So this is how to get rid of excess monsters on your field. This is what you're going to link off your enemy's monster after you steal it with Widow Anchor. It's just like, I'm using this as link material more than the banish, which is pretty funny to me. And speaking of link material, let's say you manage to Widow Anchor something like Link 3, Link 2, and you've got the right stuff. Access code Talker Swing for game, now we're talking. And if you don't have that much and you've already used up your Zeke, we have Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus as some good generic targets that can also deal some more, like, destroying cards. That's all the Link monsters, and running 1xz's Typhoon. Typhoon is amazing in this deck. The deck relies way more on spells than monsters, as you've very clearly seen, so having that no more summons restriction really isn't that much of a big deal if you play your cards right. Like, I don't even know what else to say. If you're still calling Typhoon the big surrender button, then you're just not using your Typhoon correctly. And that is it for our lovely extra deck. As for the side deck, I mean, you already know the drill with side decks. Just fill it up with all those hand traps and breakers and floodgates that are too situational to be in the main deck, but can definitely shut down some specific decks. Like, I don't even need to explain that. But what I do need to explain is two cards which are imperative to run in side deck for Sky Strikers. Hamp. Surgical Striker Hamp. It's a searchable kaiju. We live in a format that has Lunalight. You don't want that Liger Dancer tearing up your field. Hamp it out. And of course, like I said, it's searchable with Engage. And the condition is like you need a Sky Striker on the field. You will always have a Sky Striker on your field, believe me. If it's not a monster, it's a Hornet Drone. It'll always be there. And of course, Dark Ruler no more. The Dark Horse of Board Breakers. I run this side deck because, like I said, this deck, we can do a lot of like quick kills. I want to get the quick kill to have the chance rather than prolong things. But against certain decks where like Dark Hole isn't really cutting it, we can obviously replace the Dark Hole for the Dark Ruler and watch them cry as their board becomes worthless and Zero just non-targeting pops it all. Boom! Sky Striker's second best deck of all time for a reason! And that's all I really have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I convinced some of you how awesome Radiant Typhoons are. And I mean, if you're going to play this deck, I recommend getting Radiant Typhoon Vision fast, because I bought a playset of 3 like a few days ago. The whole playset was £1. Now I'm seeing people sell the card for like £2 a pop. People are catching on, but the real question is, are you? And yeah, that's all. See ya. Have a good night. Bye.